Kia ora from Aotearoa and the eye of Tropical Cyclone Tam on an impromptu Guardians of Gaia gathering this morning that Anna Katrina called to work with what's under the ocean. And it's been an interesting journey to get here with a power outage of 12 hours just before joining this morning. And we felt it's important to record today's call to share with you whatever keys and codes we receive. So let us begin just by aligning our bodies, aligning physical, mental, and emotional bodies with all-pervading soul or higher self and monadic galactic self. Surrendering through the core of Source and the heart of Gaia, where the new true Earth architecture emerges. Core of Source in our own heart spaces. Core of Source in the heart of the Sun and in the heart of the great central Sun. Core of Source in the heart of the Moon and in the heart of Theia, our ancient lunar body that is partly embedded in the African continent. And surrendering through the core of Source in the galactic center, wherever that currently orientates within your own system right now, be that through the umbilical portal or through the third eye, our gateway to God and the all-seeing and all-knowing. That part of ourselves that resides outside of time. Activating our earth stars and connecting through the divergent meridians of the planetary body. And inviting those primordial elemental energies of creation up through our pillar physically and energetically so that they may cleanse, clear, and purify. Regenerate, rejuvenate, recalibrate. All the way up to the soul star, activating the soul star 1 foot, half a meter above the head, and bring it down through the celestial elements to mix and mingle with the terrestrial as we descend consciousness into body. Inviting our ancient future selves into the now. Inhaling, exhaling with sound as we strengthen and fortify our own pillar and pillars. Inhaling, exhaling with sound as we strengthen and fortify our own pillar in the unique point on the planet where we stand today. Inhaling, exhaling the sound as we connect through and around the planetary body. As I hand you over to Casey.
Thank you, everyone. We're just going to expand this consciousness field that we're in. Welcoming into the field the star water consciousness that wishes to be part of the circle today. Really receiving those celestial codes that amplify in the water spaces. And then allowing our consciousness to be enveloped by the ocean on Mama Gaia herself. We're being welcomed into the ocean space at this time. There are portals within portals that are wishing to come forward and to be part of this experience. Star portals, inner ocean gateways, inner earth connecting ports that lead out to the Mama Ocean. Those original ocean codes of the original seas that wish to come flooding in through the rivers, through the ocean. Welcoming in the change and the chaos of the storm at this time. And the energies that are swirling around. It is through the shakeups and the breakdowns that change can happen. Welcoming into the field our star families at this time. Allowing those star maps to come online. Opening up those gateways, connecting out to the furthest aspects that we can reach through our consciousness field at this time. Welcoming in the sun portals and the portals all the way out to source. All of the gateways are open at this time. Everything is receptive. We are the architects of change. It is time to step into that position. We are building the gateways that are being asked to be built at this time. We are upgrading the star portals in a higher vibrational space. Connecting further out, not through the universe, but through the omniverse. Allowing access through all gateways. We will step into our physical selves and allow our journey to continue at this time. When you are ready, asking for your body to anchor into wherever you're standing on your earth portal connected to Gaia. Adding some gentle movement to your feet, feeling the chair beneath you, breathing deeper into your body, and when you're ready, opening your eyes and choosing to come all the way back in at this time.
Thank you, Casey. There's a lot of beings queued, waiting for all these gateways to open under the ocean right now. So is there anything else that anybody would like to contribute before we ask where to start on today's journey? So let us ask where to begin. Oh, hang on. We haven't get you to unmute there, Anna Katrina.
Is it working now? Yeah. There is a place in the ocean that wants to be opened, was while we were like tuning in. And there are several places, but there is one place that wants to be open. I think they are anyway in some ways all connected. And there is something about this storm that is right now going on, and it is something to calm it down. There is some kind of softening the storm and then going deep into the ocean.
I've in the past, not that recently, done a lot of work in the Pacific Trench and also with the submerged pyramids down in the Pacific Trench. And the Pacific Trench was very present both last night and this morning for today's journey. So this area that you're calling in feels like it's there in the Pacific Trench, and there's something needs to be opened there that will soften the cyclone. So maybe we begin there, one step at a time. And again, I'm getting there's 7 dimensionals opening from the core of Earth out. So if we come into our pillars and invite that opening to begin with the core of Gaia. Into inner Earth. Planetary. Solar. Galactic. Universal. And source. Breathing into that. Softening, surrendering. And oh, there were a lot of light ships moving out of that one. What else did anyone else see or sense or feel through that process?
I just saw it as a locking the gates, or the like a lock and key situation on every level, kind of opening up. But there are also like some ocean guardians or storm guardians that are kind of in charge of that storm, that there's almost like a permission that needs to be had, that can they can soften things a bit, feels like.
Mayana, have you got something to share?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. We are working down here with the whales, and the whales hold the sound keys, exactly what you're saying, Casey. I think this is the permission that we need to get from the masters of sound to orchestrate the sound for us on this planet. So just bringing them into our awareness and humbling ourselves before them as the masters of sound, and asking them to work with us with their sound codes and keys to be able to calm things down from the oceans and then into the atmosphere. But they are the ones that are the keepers of the ancient, the ancient codex that monitors the ocean. So we can, I think that's exactly what Casey was saying. That's the permission slip we need to be able to move on, because then through those sound portals opening, we'll get deeper access to those dimensions within the ocean that we're being guided to work with. So perhaps there's a process that we can, a prayer maybe, or a permission to be spoken.
It feels like there's two different things going. The guardians of the storm are different than the whales, and we have to meet with the guardians of the storm and then come to the whales. Yeah. So if we just come meet these guardians of the storm, when I
Yeah,
tune in, it
that
feels
mm,
sense of power being threatened. Go ahead.
exactly. That is, yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
What they said while we were working, it was like you have to make it in a soft way, quite even like softer, because this is a big one, to open all these gates. I felt it like to even the whole process, yeah, to make it soft, because it is a very, very big thing we are doing, and it is a very ancient place we are heading to in the end. That is also was said. And the guardians of the storm, yes, they are entities, and yeah, they are two different things. The whales, they are in it definitely, but the guardians of the storm, it is like almost wind gods, like in up north, they are wind gods, and I don't know how you call them, the wind gods in Aotearoa. We have a name. Ah,
I don't know the Maori name for the god of the wind. Tangaroa is the god of the ocean. But it just feels like we need to sit in a circle with those that are of the storm and work together with them. Reminds me of a comment on the post I just shared about the storm. And somebody asked me if to come into harmony with the entities of the storm. So if we just sit in circle with them and in silence with them and become one with them. And become one with the cyclone. Go ahead, Casey.
It's almost like an honoring of them, because we acknowledge that they are like the overseers of change. And so what they're doing is an important job. And just acknowledgement of what they've done for the planet for eons of time. And when we meet with them in this heart space, there's a softening that happens through the entire field. Like Gaia can take a deep breath, and her nervous system, the nervous system of the earth, can be appeased.
Beautiful. Thank you. Big exhalation, relaxation, and expansion.
I feel also just in that there was like a reciprocal wave of honoring that was going from our hearts out and coming from them in. There was this beautiful wave that was, you know, like two waters meeting and merging and creating something quite profound in that meeting, a recognition of each other and an honoring as well, a beautiful meeting and merging. That's what I felt. Very much a heart-led and guided movement from us and them. Yeah, an ancient coming together. I also felt that it's very much an Earth process, but this is a galactic. They're saying it's a galactic understanding that what is happening here is happening at the galactic level of change also, which is also very important to recognize that the beings that we are, the great beings that we are, the great beings that we work with are working for galactic harmony, and that the Earth is a pivotal focus of that because we have the power of intention, collective intention, which is individualized. And when that individualized collective intention is harmonized through the consciousness of the heart, that wave of power is so exponentially powerful that only we here, Earthlings, the galactic Earthlings, this is the part that we play in the resonance of that wave. In a way, they're saying, in all humility, this is the importance of the role that you play. The collective heart intention, the healing of the individual, the healing of the Earth, the healing of the universe, the healing of the galaxy, and then it extrapolates into the cosmic womb. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. A meeting and merging in the symphony of life.
Yes.
And the music is beginning to play in harmony once again. The sound of the spheres.
A new movement, I think, in the symphony, an unwritten movement that is being written now through our intention, that's emerging out of this. It's brand new, something brand new.
It's beautiful, right on the eve of Easter and a time of rebirthing. I've been shown for quite a few months that this was a very important passage that we'd be passing through. Now, Mayanya, would you like to continue with honoring of the whales, our cetacean nation?
In recognition of the water planet, the great watery plain from which you are birthed, we greet you, ancient ones, of wonder, of fluid sound, of extraordinary capacity to hold the records of our planetary consciousness. We honor the work that you do in your collective groups, family groups, the ancient connections that you have that hold us in this watery womb with profound power. And we thank you for being present with us here at this time of great change, great awakening on this planet, Gaia. We thank you. We meet you here with our hearts fully open, with our minds fully present, and with our intentions aligned with yours for the work that we come to do together in harmony. We bring forth our willingness to meet you and to be guided by you through the ancient fields of sound that have been held from us until this time, that we are now approaching, and with the codes within our bodies that we have carried for eons, in the cellular matrices that we hold within this physicality, and with the keys and the codes that you hold for us, we bring ourselves to these gateways, and we await the sacred sounds, the tones, and the language that you bring to open these ancient gates that take us through the planetary consciousness of this, our Mother Gaia, that we may enter the sacred spaces that she has held for us in purity, that we may collect the essential keys and codes that we come to bring, what we have come to bring, to gather the pieces we hold and to create a vision from an ancient memory that is being born once again on this planetary plane, and which extrapolates into the cosmos. We await your songs, we await your codes, and we await the moment that we have entrance through the ancient gates into the soundscape of our Mother, into the womb of her being. We thank you. We thank you. And we honor you. We bring you honoring from the core of our galactic centers. We bring you honoring and recognition for the work that you do, for all that you do for us. Thank you. So it is.
Thank you. What I hear is the gateway and the gateways will be sung open, and it is through the waves. And these keys and codes that the gateways will be sung open. Sung.
Thank you, Anna Katrina. And I was shown the gateways are Hawaii, Rapa Nui, and Aotearoa. Those three are the gateways that are opening today. Ooh.
So these gateways were shut down after the dissolution of Mu, because the invading galactic forces had great access to many of the cosmic gateways on the planet, because they had the architecture, they had the blueprints, and so these were what the word that they're using, which is interesting, invisibilized, if you like, taken out of erased from the blueprints, or taken to a different dimension so they could not be seen. And they are now being revisualized. They're now being redrawn, if you like, or anchoring again into physicality so that we have access to them. These are the most highly protected gateways within the planetary consciousness. And, only the whales and those who, well, the galactic team that is assigned to the whales are able to, with the keys that we hold within our blueprints, at this time, it's all timing, of course. This is the time now, through the pyramid that you saw. So that pyramid is the invisible pyramid, the invisible sound code that was removed from the earth plane and which is now revisualizing. I can see it spinning, actually. It's golden, it's encrypted with ancient codes, it's under the ocean. And as it's sung open, it seems to be morphing into something else. The pyramid holds another shape or another evolved organic form. So the pyramid houses that which we are here to unlock. Oh, and I can feel that really rushing through my body.
I've had everything from tears of my whale
Yeah.
body to heart ecstasy. So just keep talking and the waves of the cyclone.
My guides were saying that each one of us in this circle, we carry different whale codes from different whale tribes.
Yeah.
So the job that we're doing is a little bit
Yeah.
different because we're anchored into different parts of the stars. They were telling me that there might be this restoration portal that we're working on, but part of it is also the upgraded form of it, right? So like the codes that I carry, I don't necessarily do restoration work. I do mostly like the higher expanded stuff that we're stepping into. But it's important that we have some of you guys in this circle because that's your job, right? You hold the ancient keys, some of these ancient codes, and it's like we're layering the work on top of one another.
Yeah. And as you say that, what
It
I'm
is.
seeing is what is held by the group that is consciously holding the space is that it's a dimensional downloading or re-emergence. It re-emerges through dimensions, like an onion skin. It's coming through many, 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 many dimensions to ground again. And each of those dimensions has locks and keys and locks and keys. So highly protected. So yes, everybody here is holding a dimensional frequency that enables that shape to come through these dimensions to then anchor. It's an anchoring, but it's like it rematerializes. It becomes visible again. It's like it's always been here, but it's been invisible, and it becomes visible again through those of us who have the codes to revisualize it. So it's in the seeing of it, which is held within us. It's within the seeing that it revisualizes, and it comes again through the collective intention to revisualize this ancient shape that holds the if you like, it's like a seed. It's like a seed that holds within it the shape of the organic being that is emerging from it, or the organic resonance, or the organic emergence of whatever's coming from it. And it's the sound codes of the whales and our collective intention through the dimensions that are enabling this to happen. So this cannot happen without us. It cannot happen without everybody in their place at this time. It's quite an extraordinary orchestration, and it reminds me that we're actually watching it happen. It's happening, through us. We're watching the show. We're feeling the show. It's quite beautiful.
And
Many
Okay.
families of
Next
whales
speaker.
too. So there's many, as
Yeah.
Casey was saying, There are
Yes.
many families of whales all over the planet in the ocean that are sounding and resounding and
Yes.
orchestrating, all for the intention of opening this shape. And that's happening right now.
Exactly. That is, I had this dream, you know, three nights ago. I had two dreams in that night. In the first one, I was a young whale, but the second one, I was swimming. I was an ancient whale, and there were ancient whales around me, and I heard this clicking. There were first like this click, 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 like this clicking sounds, like communication, but then came all the songs and they said these are the new ancient songs. There was something, it was a real huge gathering of whales. It's really interesting. So it's so much connected to that, I guess. Mm.
Okay, ladies, are we ready? Good. So let me just. So let us begin the next stage of our journey. That will take us around the Pacific Triangle from Hawaii to Rapa Nui to Aotearoa. And again, there is 7 levels to this opening from the core of all. Core of the earth, core of Gaia, to source. Within and without, within ourselves also is the microcosm of the macrocosm. So let us begin in the core of Gaia in the Hawaii site. Inner earth. Planetary. Solar. Galactic. Universal. And source. Hmm. Breathing into that one.
Very beautiful. It was while we were going, it was so beautiful. It was said very loudly, all the suns are open now. That is why you can do it now. That is, these portals are because all the suns are open now. That is why we can open these portals now. Yes. Mm.
Full body Cleopa. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think what I was feeling was just obviously because of the clearing that just happened, which happened now, which couldn't happen before now, was just absolute freedom, like the unbound being. The being is unbound. That freedom has arrived, if you like. That um, that that those gates that were before held shut are open, and then we're free to fly, free to blossom, free to bloom, free to. In a way, it's like the petals of a flower opening. That the essence is held until the gates are open, and then the essence is set free. The divine timing of the opening of the petals of that flower. And that's what it felt like to me, that everything is open, and that where we have been held is no longer, we're just not held anymore. It's very organic for me. I just see every flower as being held until the time is right for the essence to be released. And I just felt infinite in that.
Beautiful. Casey?
Yeah.
I just noticed that there was a lot of galactic activity when we opened those gates. There was a lot of like celebration, things happening, lots of movement happening in and out. It was fantastic.
Beautiful. Shall we head over to Rapa Nui now?
So I see this as this. If we're seeing the pyramid, I see the first gate was opened through this corner of the pyramid, and the second gate is opening through the bottom this corner, and then the third gate will be the apex. That's what I'm feeling. So it's opening this cornerstone here. Oh, and I can feel this download coming in through that.
Okay, so beginning in the core of Gaia in Rapa Nui, Easter Island on the Pacific Triangle. In Earth. Planetary body. Solar level. Galactic. universal. And source.
Hmm.
So that's
Wow.
So if I can start, is that all right? No. So I felt that the earth released elementals that she has not been able to release. There were elementals that were, this for me was some kind of a release, a big release mechanism through all of the levels. As those elementals of a specific genus were released, then I was above the earth and I saw her send a wave. And then the wave entered the sun, and this huge solar angel was released, like literally was released out of the solar core. Massive solar, golden solar angel. I can feel it in my body as I do this. As that angelic resonance was released through the sun, it went into the galactic resonance and it activated these golden grid lines within the galactic architecture. And then through the galactic architecture, it went into this universal, it looked like the universe looked like a jewel, but like a pine cone. And then the pine cone released to source a jewel, and the source took the jewel.
Mm-hmm.
So the jewel has been released from the earth. That's what I felt, but it had to go through all of these levels. And this solar angel was literally released from the sun. It's been held within the solar field, and it just unfolded and then sent this resonance up, and that activated the universal jewel. And it was almost as though I saw source as a being taking the jewel and placing it within itself. Whether it was, I don't know, where, it's all metaphorical imagery, but that's what I saw. So huge release of this jewel for the crown of the Godhead, whatever that is.
Thank you. What came from that is the source seed of our solar selves and is now available for access to all of humanity.
Yes. I got this sentence now that the absolute divine light will be able to enter Earth in a way like never before. Ooh. Oh my God.
This one had a deeper unlocking for me. Like my physical body wanted to clear a lot more through each layer, and I don't usually do that. With the one in Hawaii, I felt more of the etheric and the higher gates opening up, but this one was really deep down. Like I could feel it rumbling in my tummy and coming up layer upon layer. So it's really deep in there. That it felt like it was really like solidified and wanted to be unlocked.
Mm.
Beautiful. Shall we move to the top of your pyramid in the bottom of the planet and come down to Aotearoa now?
Zoom, zoom. Okay.
It's really quite fascinating because when I got brought onto this trust land on the Waitangi estuary, and I asked, how long am I going to be here for in this 100-year-old cottage? And I kind of got that was irrelevant, but at least until Easter, because you won't fully land until Easter time. And let this Aotearoa be a beautiful landing individually and collectively for all of us to our turangi waiwai, our place of belonging on the planet and in these bodies at this time of evolution. So on that note, let's start in Aotearoa on the Pacific Ring of Triangle from the core of Gaia. We're pausing in here a moment. Is there anything else that wishes to come through the field before the next layer?
I'm feeling an activation through the bridge of the nose, opening up into the well of dreams, and then also setting this triangle up within our physical structure in the top part of our heads. So as we see it externally, it's actually internally being activated through this triangle. So just bringing awareness to that, perhaps.
Thank you for sharing that, Mayanya. It reminds me of the practice that John Varlo documented in his Flower of Life book called Anking, which is an ancient Egyptian practice.
I'm very much feeling Egypt in this, and that we often speak of the fall of Atlantis, but there was a fall of Egypt, because after they moved from Atlantis and took the technology with them, there was the fall of the original infrastructure in Egypt when it was dismantled. We don't often hear of the fall of Egypt. And this is when all of the pyramidal structures on the planet, which were set up through the Atlantean Thoth, they were also dismantled. So all of the pyramids have been deactivated after the fall of Egypt, to deactivate that technology because the consciousness on the planet fell. And I feel that this is now the reactivation of the capstone, which is the cosmic consciousness of humanity, which is going to be reactivated, but in phases and in stages as an integration. The lights aren't all going to turn on at once. It would be too much. But there's a kind of a timing that will be switched on to allow our inner architecture to switch on, to receive the higher codes of consciousness, cosmic consciousness codes that will start to activate and upgrade our liquid light matrix. So that's why this, I think, is turning on through this. So that capstone is actually this capstone. Well, same, only different. It exists in many dimensions, and we are one of those.
Thank you. So let's go to the next level, to inner earth and Aotearoa. And as we are reopening the inner earth, I've been shown how Aotearoa is often referred to as Middle Earth and will become a meeting place, a greater meeting place in the time to come. And coming now into the planetary level.
Could you just repeat that? You switched off for a little while. It ended when you said Aotearoa is often referred to. Then I didn't hear after that.
Aotearoa is often referred to as Middle Earth, which goes beyond our Lord of the Rings trilogy, and will become a meeting place in the time to come, a greater meeting place in the time to come, for those on their pathway home to self, source, and sovereignty.
And I didn't know whether to mention this, but what I just saw then was the civilization, the great civilization that exists beyond the Earth wall, the ice wall, that still holds active technology, cosmic technology, that there are pyramids there that were never turned off, and they are noticing that they are being activated from here. So I can feel those beings looking up at these structures, understanding that on the other side things are happening. Our consciousness is activating their pyramids. And I feel that this is very important because there's also been a divide between these great civilizations, and that this is unification of global civilization is what's also coming back online. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from, the other civilizations on here. I don't know how much people know. I'm assuming you know. So.
And moving now to the solar stage of this opening. And the galactic level. Universal level. And source.
Mm.
And there we go. Our journey today is completing. How was that conclusion for you all? Anna Katrina.
That was amazing. Like what I got, like, it is really a great healing will happen now when we opened that portal that was before, and it felt really like that. It is a very important gateway. And then they said it was in the end, the capstone will now be returned by the highest order. That is really interesting. Mm.
Thank you.
I felt very strongly the solar crystals, sovereignty. It was really all about the Christ grids, solar crystals, sovereignty. And again, I think it's the return of that, return of the Christ consciousness, return. And I did see more like solar crystals discs in the planet. They were discs. They weren't grids. They were beautiful, golden, cryptid. I can feel them in my body now. Beautiful discs that are in our physical bodies, that are in the earth, that are in all of the templates. Just very sovereign. The whole thing was golden to me.
Yeah. May I share one thing more? That was the other day. I worked in the morning and it was under a mountain. I thought it is the mountain here. I'm not sure, but it was under a huge mountain and there was this huge golden disc like under that mountain. And then I saw the golden ones and there were many of them and they started turning this golden disc under the mountain. And I was told there will be actually under a lot of mountains are these golden discs that will be now also activated. And that was 2 or 3 days ago. It reminds me totally on that. Mm.
Casey, you feel this strongly too, I can tell.
Casey.
What is that?
Like, as we were opening these 3 specific gateways, the guides were showing me the importance of these 3 connection in congruence with the 3 solar discs at Leanne that we activated at that one time, how they were then able to start spinning together and come into harmonic resonance with one another. So these gateways that we just opened up together are going to do the same thing. They're able to come now into harmonic resonance with one another, and they're going to allow some of the other gateways that are not quite at this level to begin to open up at the same.
Beautiful, thank you. And with relation to Anna Katrina's share, talking about that enormous disc under a mountain, what presented was actually Kailash, Mount Kailash. And I know that after the Easter passage that we're going through, one of the next major passages are the Wesak full moon.
Yeah.
It is a big turning over of time on the planet with the Wesak full moon, which is not much more than a month away. So.
Thank you. Yeah. Wow.
Anything else anybody would like to ask the field or contribute the field before we bring our journey to closure today?
I feel I'd just like to specifically, I mean, there are so many beings here that are contributing, and I'd like to honor all of them, specifically the whales. I would just like to again bow down to their grace and their gentle power and their beautiful songs and how they hold us in their symphonies and how they keep the oceans for us and how they've opened these gateways, assisted us in this way. I just like to really just say thanks, guides. Yeah.
Thank you. And for the sake of those journeying with us from the recording, I'd love to hand you all over to Casey to bring closure of our journey today.
We'll take just a little bit of time thanking the field for the work that was able to go forward today, thanking our star guardians, our earth guardians, the keepers of the sacred lands, the guardians of the ocean, the guardians of the storms, acknowledging all of the star portals that came forward, the 3 that wish to be anchored in today, and the portals in the ocean that are beginning to reveal themselves, the portals within portals that are beginning to step forward. Thanking the beautiful cetacean nation that swam their way through our journey, and the star consciousness that wished to be part of this journey also. We'll begin to bringing our consciousness back into our individuated pillars. We'll begin to anchor into our own individual systems a little bit more, gently closing down the portals that we have connected to through the source consciousness fields, through the creation fields, through the solar portals, through the galactic gateways, through the earth portals and the inner earth portals, and through the portals that are connected directly to Gaia's core. Allowing density to slowly work its way back in, as we give thanks for our human vessels, our human systems, for which we get to journey on this earth plane. When you're ready, I would encourage you to feel yourself anchored to Gaia where you stand. Taking 1 minute more to deeply connect with her. Through our heart spaces, we are always connected. We'll begin to add some gentle movement to our feet, feeling our chairs beneath us, breathing deeper into our human systems, and when you are ready, opening your eyes and choosing to come all the way back in.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you to our Station Nation. Mayanya, lovely, beautiful to journey with you today. And to Anna Katrina for calling this important on the eve of Easter 2025 as we pass through the Easter passage at this time of rebirthing, of remembering, and of resurrection. And on that note, to those that are following along with the recording, remember if you need support to reach out. Everyone that has been hosting this journey today is here to offer support for those that are in need. Do not hesitate. And we look forward to meeting you on the new moon in about 10 days from now. Much love, everyone. Until next we may meet. Koa nui for Aotearoa.